weird pattern. What's going on YouTube? So today I actually have a plan, unlike most days, and Craig's not here. That might be why I have a plan, because Craig's not here. So anyway, my buddy Eric Walsh from Monster Morphs, I've seen him multiple times. He's on the camera today. So
sorry guys.
Yeah. He's playing Craig's role, I guess. But anyway, great video today, especially because Eric kind of got me into this gene, and we're going to talk about window. So window, or window granite, actually started out at, they still call it window granite, I think, right?
I think so, at Ballroom Pythons South. That's
yeah.
Michael Cole.
Michael Cole, yeah. He kind of came out with this gene, and it's a bit hard to really wrap your head around it, because it does this paradox thing, and depending on what genes you put it with, it reacts really crazy, especially with calico and blackhead. Yellow belly looks good. So the window, we just call it window just to make it easier, but it's actually window granite, and you'll see here in a second why they call it window granite. We're going to show you some granite-ish looking animals, but don't get it confused as another granite gene like the other 1,000 that are out there. So this one, I promise you, is way different. So we done Mojave hypopod to just a window. So basically you can figure that out. What we were going for is window double head hypopods, and boy did I hit the jackpot on it. So let's check them out. Alright, so this was a, let me count here, 7 egg, nope, I lied, 8 egg. There were 8 egg clutch.
Yeah, it was a good clutch.
And these were the only 2 males. So, like I said, the pairing was Mojave hypopod to a window. So the only genes that we can really only going to see here is window, Mojave, and then normals. These 2 were the males. Both of these are windows, or window granites. So I wanted to show how much the gene can vary, and what are characteristics to look for. And honestly, it's not the easiest gene to pick out in its single form, but you see how you get this granite looking in the alien heads, and you have usually in the tail pattern especially, you get this really crazy tail pattern. That is going to be your key indications on your window, or window granite. That's where the name window granite come from, is because guess what? This is a window, and inside the window you have granite. That's kind of the way it got named. But I like using window better than window granite, so we just call it window here. But that's your key. So most of your windows are going to look pretty much like that. I would say that's pretty basic looking window right there. So this guy is available. I guess Lance from First Class hasn't picked out his male yet. He's getting one of these 2, but I'm almost certain that he's going to pick this one, because this one is a real high quality one. So this is a really fine example of what a window granite looks like.
Yeah, it's got good color.
Yep, this one's got a really good orange color. I'm going to assume that this orange color is probably coming from the het influence, being het pod. Probably making this one a little bit more orange. This isn't a typical, as far as the color goes, this isn't typical.
Yeah, usually they're darker.
So anyway, pretty cool. Again, these are double het for hypo and pods. So these are the only 2 males. I'm assuming Lance is going to pick this one. This male will be available. If Lance picks this one, then this one will be available. But either way, one of these males will be available. So let's check out some girls. I actually made 5 window double het hypopod girls. One of them is already sold and left. Now, I'll show you the third one just for camera purposes. This is also another window double het hypopod girl. She's not quite as orange as the other ones, but really cool looking. We nailed the odds on the window, just in case y'all are wondering.
Yeah,
so,
it was crazy.
Anyway, so female, all windows, all 100% het for hypo and pod. Out of these 3, this one would probably be my favorite. I just like the way it looks. I like the pattern on it. Doesn't have quite of a crazy as tail on it, but it just looks good to me. Alright, so these 3 girls are available. I'm pretty sure I have them on the website at Morph Market, and you can grab one if you would like to get into this project. So how much do you normally sell your windows for, Eric?
So all my single gene windows have left my house probably faster than any other snake at $500.
$500
for single gene, no heads.
No heads. So, and as far as I know, these are probably the only hypo or double het hypopod
or het hypo or het pod, period.
Probably. No, I think there's some het hypos, but I have not seen any het pods floating around. So I think $1,500 for these girls and $1,200 for a male, I think is a reasonable price to get in this project, especially if you want something that nobody else has.
Yeah, so that's definitely
unique.
Cutting edge stuff.
All right, so let's check out.
Did we hit any with Mojave?
Yeah. So we're fixing to check out my holdbacks. So let's get those. All right, so this is my first holdback. This is definitely the craziest looking window out of the clutch. So this is window double het hypopod girl. This is my keeper.
Yeah, that pattern's nuts.
They don't normally look like this, just
no.
By the way. I guess the double het influence just making it crazy looking. So I love how this hook right here on the dorsal and this crazy I don't know, it's just like weird pattern. So
yeah.
And that's one of the things that window does.
Definitely with some of the other combos that have been made. Blackhead specifically looks pretty crazy with window.
And we'll show a blackhead window here in a second. This is one of my holdback girls. Like I said, we made 5 girls and 2 males in window. But like Eric just mentioned, we had another gene in this pair in Mojave.
Ooh.
Did we make a Mojave window? So we hit 1 snake out of this clutch, 8 eggs that had Mojave. That never happens with me. Usually Mojave is pretty dominant in clutches. But this is it. So Mojave window, double het hypopod.
Alright, there it is. Everyone, thank you very much for tuning in.
So this is her. So Mojave window. She is very feisty, not having it today. But you can really tell that interaction, or what window can do. This is a good example of what's going on here. So window just destroyed that Mojave pattern. And Mojave's not easy to manipulate. Like it's a very strong dominant gene. So the fact that window can do this is very good for the gene.
Yeah, that side pattern's crazy.
So, and again, she's double het for hypo and pod.
Nice and bright too, kind of orange, yellowish.
Very, very unusual.
It's nice to have a subtle gene like window that you can actually see the interaction with additional genes added.
Yep, I agree.
Because a lot of them out there are getting kind of hard.
Yep. So I'm gonna make Eric send me a picture of his blackhead calico window so I can drop it right here in this video. But the only other window stuff that I have other than the mom to this is a blackhead window, and we'll grab her and check her out. But again, Mojave window, 100% het for hypo and pod. She could be for sale, but she's not being listed for sale. How about that? So,
Just an under the table offer type thing.
yeah. Somebody's got to bring the cheddar. Alright, so we have blackhead window. She kind of smashed her face a couple weeks ago, so she got a bad spot in front of her mouth. But obviously she's eating well. Cause
She's thick.
She's pretty fat. But she just ate. But this is blackhead window, and Lord knows, if you're watching my YouTube channel, you should know what blackhead looks like at this point. And it doesn't not normally look like this.
No, that looks nothing like a blackhead.
So the window is absolute. She's probably fixing to poop all over me. So we're gonna do this quick, but blackhead does not normally look like this, not even close to this. So the fact that blackhead is being manipulated by window on this scale, again, there's a lot of future to window here. So. And I've heard some rumors and other breeders say that window is not a gene, that it's just a random occurrence, you know, blah, blah, blah. But I think I pretty much disproved any...
yeah, it's definitely a gene.
anything with the past 2 snakes that you've seen. So, yeah, super dope.
Yeah, that's killer looking.
We may do a little puzzle with this girl this year. So.
Yep, that's the one thing about window is you're pretty much wide open for recessives.
Yep. So I was thinking maybe Desert Ghost, but I might do Desert Ghost to the window breeder female I have, and may do puzzle with this and get blackhead and window into puzzle.
Heck yeah.
So, but we'll see. We'll see. So anyway,
awesome.
Got anything else you want to say, Eric?
No, you pretty much summed it up. One thing I will mention is with the normal windows, an easy way to tell, obviously not with het pied, is they have ringers a lot of times.
They do. Yep.
They do have a lot of ringers, so if you have a clutch of window stuff and
it's not het pied.
Not het pied, and you're like, well, what's a window? It does kind of look like one. If it has a ringer, it's
probably window.
Pretty well sure it's a window.
As you can see here, so even
yep.
even this girl has a has a ringer on that one. So
killer stuff.
All right, we're gonna get out of here. Appreciate y'all watching.
Out.
Be out! Thanks for watching Hardwired Exotics, and make sure you subscribe.